Hello traders, welcome to another recap for Friday, October 26th. And it's been a very hectic week for me, but I did want to get together at least one recap for you today so that, or this week, so you could see how we traded with the Elite Range Bar system. So I guess I'll just walk you through it here in terms of the trades that I took. The first one here was a mid-Frankfurt hour turn. We had a good indication on this initial spike down with some other factors that we took into the evidence for the trade. So then when it came down the second time, it was really a no-brainer for a long, given the timing, given the evidence that we had for the trade. And so that was a pretty ideal long at that point. There was potential exit opportunities in here at this previous support becoming resistance area, but it really wasn't worthwhile to take the pips in there just because it was 6, 7, 8 pips, which were the likely outcomes for that trade. And really we want to be looking for 10 or more, a 2-to-1 risk reward in most cases. So, or I guess better to say a 2-to-1 reward risk, where our reward is twice the size of our risk. So that's what I was looking for. Luckily, London Open did provide another push up, and the markets were pretty flat, so it was expected that we were going to probably top out up here. I took my pips a little bit early. I probably should have waited for the double top before taking my pips, but I took the 12 there. And then from here, we had a little bit of good momentum down, and I was looking for a continuation. But again, markets were very flat, as I mentioned. And so it was one where once price started to spike back up in the opposite direction, I didn't allow myself a full loss on that trade. I did take a 3-pip loss rather than a 5 or a 6-pip full loss on that one. And then price got very, very tight and congested. There was the possibility of a very aggressive long in here that would have worked out, but it wasn't the sort of trade that you want to be taking when things are this tight and this flat. You want to be looking for some sort of momentum in the market if at all possible. Now from there, we had an ideal type 3 setup for us off of the 50 level. And it had all the factors that we look for in terms of using the M5 and using the range bar 3 chart to take a counter trend trade. And usually we want to see these move a little bit faster in our direction. This one didn't, but it did allow us to at least move the stop to break even. And so it took a little bit of time, but once it started to go, it really went. And you can see here it was a huge, extremely quick move. There was a lot of tick volume in here, so it made sense to me to take an exit. And so I did that once we had stalled a second time after trying to push down, and then we came back up. I took my pips there. I took 28. But from there was a continuation pattern, and these are sometimes risky when they don't pull back very far. But in very, very strong moves like this, you want to trade with the trend until the trend ends. So that is a type 1 that we will take pretty much every time. And that one, again, worked out quite well, where we had some very good momentum until we finally had an exhaustive burst, which was an excellent point for taking an exit. And anybody who's watched my videos knows that I often allow trades to come back a little bit before I take my pips. I try to give them a chance to keep running, but based on the type of price action, the type of market momentum, the things I was seeing in terms of, as I mentioned, the exhaustive behavior of price, it definitely made sense to get out as soon as price started to come back on that. So that ended up being a really good exit for the day for 25 pips. And that was pretty much where I wrapped up my day. It was a Friday, and definitely happy with those results. So no real reason to trade New York, but there were some New York trades available. It wasn't the best of sessions, but certainly that European morning, if you could trade it, there were some very good pips available to you. So 4 trades there, the 3 wins, the 1 loss for 62 pips total is what I brought in. And I certainly know a lot of the elite range bar traders, even though some of them don't take some of the type 3s because they are a little bit more advanced, did end up getting some pretty good pips on some of these moves, including this one here at mid-Frankfurt hour, as well as this continuation here. So there's definitely some good pips to be made by most elite range bar traders today. So hopefully you guys like that recap. If you have any questions, you can leave them on the blog, or you can email me through the contact form. And And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the recap for today. All right, see you guys next week.